Alright guys, so there was a special request made on my video that I made yesterday. Angel Eyes Vineyard. You asked me to do a video on tearing apart the Ronco Rotisserie 6000 and talk about what I'll be selling them for. Or at least what I'm going to be keeping to sell. Um, it's going to be questionable what I'm going to be selling them for because I've never had a 6000, but for the most part, all the parts are pretty much the same. If you're lucky, I've had the list of what to call all the parts. Um, Very rarely do I ever come across the gloves, but they usually sell pretty quick. They usually sell for about $20. The spit tine usually sells for about 20 to 30. But I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with this one because it's so big. Where did the spit tine go? That's right, I took it out. Hang on, let me go get it. I took it out when I plugged it in to test it to make sure that the heat worked, and the heat works, so it completely works. Anybody who has ever worked with these things, that is just huge. I mean, normally they're like that big. I mean, seriously, it's a few extra inches right there. Really good question, how much to sell it for. So, let's get into this thing. That's not going to be good on my shoulder. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is take off the easily removable parts. If I can get this one off. Well, how about this? Do this. There's the drip tray. It's definitely massive. And the heat shield. I usually hate selling these things just because there really isn't a lot of profit in them, but they sell. They don't sell fast, but they sell. Same thing with the drip trays. The drip tray is, for the most part, worthless. But I hate to just straight up throw it out. Did I not get... There we go. That'll work. And I don't know why. Actually, I'm going to guess why. The feet always seem to sell first. And I'm going to guess at this one. But my guess is because the Ronco Rotisserie itself is pretty light. But when you put in chicken, and I'm guessing this one can hold like 2 or 3 chickens, small chickens, it adds weight. And you're adding and taking out so much that the feet start to wear out, and then they will break along the lines where the screws are. And my guess is when the feet break to the point that they have fallen off, people throw out the whole thing. A few people actually know to buy more feet on eBay. Ow. Door just fell off. If I can get that foot out of there, or that screw out of that foot. Come on. There we go. It's pretty standard 4,000 size, but I don't have any feet from the 4,000 or the 5,000 to compare it to. I would like to say it's about the same size, but I don't know for certain. So if the feet break off, my guess is it would ruin your countertop. Unless you don't care about the countertop, then just go ahead and keep using it. Come on. No. That's my guess on why the feet always sell first and always sell for so much. Why people take these things to Goodwill after spending so much money on them is beyond me. Oh, come on. Stop telling me I know about it. And I'm sure some of you are like, why take it apart? Why not just go ahead and sell it as complete? Well, I have found that when you sell in parts, your likelihood of returns is actually a lot lower because people know they want the parts, they don't want the whole unit. Alrighty. Now comes the interesting part. In order to test this thing, you just plug it in, turn it on, and let the thing heat up, but you don't have to let it heat up all the way. Just make sure it comes on, but just make sure it does start heating and the spit tine is rotating. Then after you do that, let it sit and cool for a while. I tested this 3 hours ago, and I like to make sure that it's nice and cool before I start putting my hands all over it. Been in the pizza business for so long, I can put my hands in an oven that runs at 400 degrees, and as long as I don't keep my hands in there for long, it's not really an issue. Come on. There we go. Oh. Oh, I'll get that one as soon as I get this out. Alright, come on. Yeah, I got that screw. What's going to bother some of you is most of this thing is trash. Oh, yes. Outside first. There are screws all over this thing. There we go. I have screws on the outside, screws on the inside. And then once you start taking the shell apart, be careful, don't cut yourself, because this metal is sharp. I have cut myself on the metal a few times. Now, personally, I don't like just throwing away so much metal, but in my area where I live, there's a bunch of people that do scrapping. So I'll just put this metal shell outside at the curb, usually gone by the end of the day. Unless you want to do the scrapping yourself, but I found that it wasn't worth my time. I once took 100 pounds of scrap metal to the scrap yard. Got $8. I spent more than that in gas getting everything. Now, it wasn't all at the same time, just getting metal everywhere. It was acquiring it a bit here and a bit there, but it just wasn't worth my time. So if somebody else wants to do it, I'll help them out and just leave it everywhere. Yay. Alright, I'm putting my head in the oven. I'm not kidding, it does get really awkward doing this. Come on. It's always that first one that's really awkward because it's right under the lip. I hear you. My computer keeps telling me that I'm running low on disk space on my F drive. I don't have an F drive. No idea. I actually called my IT guy, and he's like, that's a really good question. Don't know what's going on. We went over a couple basics while I had him on the phone, and he said he was going to have to come by and take a look at it to figure out why it's saying I have an F drive that's full when I don't have an F drive. Okay. I have a C drive, D drive, no F. We even went into where it was saying my F drive was full, and it said there was nothing there. Alright. Actually, do I have them? Yes, I do. Okay. This part goes with the heating element. Ah. Okay. Now, I hope I can hold this up and show you at the same time. The motor and the heating element are still connected. You're going to need needle nose pliers for this. Let's see if I can do this. Half the time I have a child hold one part while I do the rest. Come on. Now. It's really stuck. One side off. Come on. The motor. Now, sometimes removing the heating element is a challenge in itself. Just taking it out of this little piece of metal. That thing's just huge. I hope it'll ship by an envelope size 5. That's scrap. I've seen some. I actually saw one guy listed on eBay trying to move it. Couldn't sell it. It's like, seriously, why even bother? Like, nobody needs the shell. If you need to replace the shell, throw it out. And I actually know some people who do some scrapping, and I just save the screws and say, here. Like, I'm not going to save the whole unit. You can have the screws. That way you have a bucket and it's full of metal. Let's compare. I don't have many parts. This is a heat shield to a Ronco Rotisserie 5000. It's how much bigger it is. That's just huge. And for some reason, I still have not sold this spit time, which is odd because it usually sells quick. There is one for 5,000. and the 6,000. Yep. Because they say you can get 2 on here if you do it like a particular angle. And what would be the point of that? I'm honestly afraid to find out. All I know is they sell quick. Now, my question is, what do I sell these at? Because these, I always sell for like $30 free shipping, and they ship first class. Since it's the 6,000, I don't know. It looks about the same size. I might still be able to do it at the same price, but I don't want to tag 4,000 and 5,000 and 6,000 in the listing if I can't confirm that the 4 and the 5,000 are the same size as the 6. At least just for the feet. The other parts definitely it's way too big for that. Alright, so those are the parts that I take off of the Ronco Rotisserie, and that's definitely the 6,000, and how much bigger it is. Wow. Even the power cord is thicker than the others. The wife's having lunch right now. So, alright. I wonder if that'll fit in a size 5 envelope. If not, I don't know if I have any bigger. I'd have to Frankenstein 2 envelopes together. But we'll see. So, alright. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Have any comments or questions, leave them down below.